Hello everyone, back again with movie and tune recap. Today, I'm going to explain an Argentinian horror film from 2026, titled The Virgin of the Quarry Lake. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. The movie begins in a neighborhood where a man is beating up a homeless man for messing with his shoes. The other neighbors watch without helping, but an elderly woman named Rita and her granddaughter, Natalia, step in to stop the attack. The homeless man, whose face is badly injured, looks at Natalia before walking away and leaving his cart behind. Later, Natalia goes to an arcade, where she chats with her friend Josefina on the computer. Soon, another friend, Diego, comes online and invites them to a friend's house to listen to a music CD. Back at home, Natalia gets her things ready, and since she is on her period and has no sanitary pads left, she takes some cotton with her instead. Natalia, Josefina, and her sister, Mariela, head out to meet Diego, and there, they meet Sylvia, one of Diego's friends he met online. While making coffee, Natalia secretly puts some of her period blood into one of the cups and later gives it to Diego. It turns out that Natalia has had a crush on Diego for a long time, but he has never made a move. The five friends spend time together chatting, listening to different music CDs, and smoking. Meanwhile, back in the neighborhood, one of the elderly women becomes curious about the homeless man's cart after seeing a rat crawl inside. When the rat never comes back out, she notices blood dripping from one of the leather bags. At a swimming pool, the friends watch as Diego gets ready to swim, and it is clear that Natalia is not the only one who has a crush on him. They are unhappy with Sylvia because she always seems to be trying to get Diego's attention. Later, Sylvia complains that the swimming pool is not good and tells the group she knows a better place called Quarry Lake, which is a little far from town. After taking a shower at home, Natalia finds a little boy in the house watching cartoons. As soon as he sees her, he runs to Rita, who explains that the boy's mother has been hospitalized with severe abdominal pain, so he will stay with them until she recovers. That night, while watching TV, Natalia receives a call from Diego. He tells her that Sylvia has invited him to a concert that evening. After the call, Rita notices that Natalia looks upset and asks what is wrong. Natalia tells her grandmother that someone is trying to take away something that has belonged to her for years. Rita gives Natalia a piece of paper and a pen and tells her to write the person's name. After Natalia writes the name, Rita performs what appears to be a ritual, and the name written on the paper is Diego. Meanwhile, the homeless man's cart has remained on the street for several days, and no one plans to throw it away. The next day, the five friends take a bus to Quarry Lake, and when they arrive, Sylvia tells them the history of the place. It was once planned to become a private residential area, but all the construction projects were abandoned when a recession began. Even though the lake is now open, the locals say the owner still comes around and sends his dogs after anyone caught swimming there. They also say that two young children, frightened by the dogs, jumped into the lake and eventually drowned. While Diego and Sylvia are swimming in the lake, Sylvia tries to get close to Diego and kiss him, but Natalia interrupts them. This makes Sylvia angry, and when Diego and Natalia are having fun together, Sylvia interrupts them as well. Back at home, Rita tells Natalia that she has received her pension and gives her some money to take Kachu, the little boy, to a restaurant to buy pizza. While eating, Kachu and Natalia talk about their mothers. Natalia tells him that her mother left for Spain after their family went bankrupt, leaving her behind. When they return home, they meet Rita's boyfriend, Gerardo, who has come over for dinner and will be staying the night. Later, Natalia chats with Josefina online, and Josefina tells her that Sylvia has invited everyone to a party. She also reveals that Diego seems to like Sylvia, which leaves Natalia devastated. Later, Natalia, Josefina, and Mariela go to a clothing store to buy jeans for the party. However, they are disappointed when the seller tells them the jeans are too expensive, and they do not have enough money to buy them. Instead, they decide to wear their old clothes and get ready for the party. Later, Diego arrives at Rita's house to pick them up, and after asking Diego a few questions, Rita allows them to go. At the party, Natalia sees Diego and Sylvia using cocaine. Diego notices her watching and invites her to try it. She accepts, and it is her first time using it, and afterward, everyone heads to the dance floor. As Diego and Natalia dance together, Sylvia becomes jealous. She interrupts them by introducing them to a man she says is her friend. Taking advantage of the situation, Sylvia starts dancing with Diego, leaving Natalia visibly upset. The next day at Quarry Lake, Josefina tells Natalia that she wants to sleep with Diego, not because she loves him like Natalia does, but simply because she wants to. Natalia is not bothered by this and tells Josefina to give it a try, although she doubts Diego would want to sleep with someone like her. Wanting to impress Diego and make him notice her, Natalia secretly takes some of Rita's money and goes to the clothing store to buy the expensive pair of jeans. Later, she visits the shop where Diego works, but his boss tells her that Diego is not there. The shop is in a mess, and the boss explains that a thief had tried to rob him, so he fought back and stabbed the thief. Later that day, Natalia chats with Diego online and asks if they can meet. However, Diego tells her he is busy and suggests that everyone should go to Quarry Lake together during the weekend instead, and his response leaves Natalia feeling angry. The next day, while Natalia is at the swimming pool with her friends, Rita calls Kachu over and gives him some sad news. Kachu's mother has died after remaining unconscious because of her illness, and the news leaves him devastated. Later, Natalia, Rita, and Kachu are watching TV when the lights suddenly go out, and a loud knock is heard at the door. Rita tells Natalia not to answer it, but when the knocking continues, Natalia asks who is there. It turns out to be their next-door neighbor asking for help, and whether he was helped or not is never shown. The following day, Natalia has a brief argument with Gerardo because of the way he is dressed in the house. She later goes up to the rooftop and shouts to let out her frustration, although the reason is not revealed. One of the neighbors, who has been watching the homeless man's cart on the street, tells Natalia to keep quiet. As the woman continues looking at the cart, something happens. When the owner of the car finds her dead and notices that Natalia witnessed everything, he drives away. The woman's death is reported to the police, and we learn that it is not the first mysterious death to happen on that street. Later, while Natalia and her friends are walking across a bridge, a group of guys stops them and says they cannot pass unless they pay some money. If they have no money, they can pay in another way. Natalia begins to kiss the group's leader, but she suddenly grabs his mouth and bites off a piece of his flesh, leaving him screaming in pain. During the weekend, the five friends travel to Quarry Lake, and while Natalia is swimming, she notices Diego and Sylvia heading toward the bushes. After Kachu's mother dies, his uncle and aunt arrive to take him home with them. However, Kachu does not want to go. He seems frightened and quietly whispers something into Natalia's ear. In the kitchen, Natalia tries to convince Rita not to let Kachu leave with his uncle, saying that he is a bad person. However, Rita tells her that it is not their place to interfere. Later, Natalia secretly takes some of Rita's money. She and Josefina dress up in attractive clothes and visit a male sex worker. Natalia pays him to have sex with them, and it appears to be their first time. Afterward, the two girls sit in a canteen and talk about how they feel. Even after losing their virginity, they still feel empty, perhaps because it was not Diego they slept with. Natalia also expresses her frustration with Sylvia, saying that ever since Sylvia appeared, she has been trying to come between her and Diego. She worries that Diego will soon leave for college, and she will not be able to see him again for a long time. That night, while having dinner with Rita and Gerardo, Natalia receives a phone call from Sylvia. Sylvia tells her that she and Diego are now a couple, even though she knows how close Natalia and Diego are. She also says that she plans to take Diego to live with her in London. Since summer is almost over, Sylvia suggests that they all hang out one last time, and the news leaves Natalia completely devastated. Seeing how upset Natalia is, Gerardo assumes she has argued with her boyfriend, but Rita tells him that Natalia does not have one. Gerardo keeps talking about Natalia's recent change in attitude, which only makes her even angrier, and then, this happens. After the confrontation with Natalia, Gerardo argues with Rita as she tries to calm him down, and eventually, he leaves the house. Still angry with Natalia, Rita vents her frustration, calling her selfish just like her mother. She says that she would have thrown Natalia out of the house if she were not the only family she had. Later, Rita pours fuel on the homeless man's cart, saying that it has brought a curse upon the neighborhood. She then sets the cart on fire while reciting prayers. The next day, the five friends meet at a grocery store to buy supplies for their weekend at Quarry Lake, and it will be their last trip there since summer is almost over. At the lake, Natalia suddenly asks Sylvia if the story she told them about the children who drowned in the lake is true. Sylvia replies that she is not sure because it is only what she has heard. Natalia keeps questioning her and accuses Sylvia of trying too hard to be interesting. She also points out things she believes Sylvia has lied about and says that they do not really know her. However, Sylvia insists that the story is true. She says there are even photos of the drowned children, placed by their parents in a nearby crypt. As they walk there, Diego confronts Natalia about the way she spoke to Sylvia. He tells her that Sylvia is actually a nice person. Mariella also advises Natalia to let Diego go and stop hurting her own feelings because Diego is not interested in her. The three friends go into the woods to look for the crypt, and they eventually find it. However, Josefina and Mariella are too scared to go inside because they do not want to see anything that might traumatize them. Natalia decides to enter the crypt alone, and inside, she finds dozens of photos of the children who drowned in the lake, proving that Sylvia was telling the truth. She also notices a small statue, a virgin, and prays to it, asking for Sylvia to disappear. Afterward, the three friends return to a cliff, where they see Diego and Sylvia being intimate, and the sight leaves Natalia devastated. Suddenly, three dogs appear and interrupt them, and Natalia tells her friends that they are the owner's dogs. The dogs charge at Diego and Sylvia and attack them brutally while Natalia watches with satisfaction. Diego realizes that Natalia is behind what is happening, but one of the dogs bites him on the neck, killing him. Horrified, Sylvia tries to swim away, but the dogs drag her back and kill her as well. After their deaths, Natalia and her friends get on a bus and return home. They are completely shocked by what they have witnessed as the movie comes to an end. Okay guys, that's all the recap about The Virgin of the Quarry Lake from 2026. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.